If you look back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, mostly the 80s though, at muscle magazines, guys mostly, taking steroids and just bulking up to just, it looks like it's like a comic book. They have just exploded their bodies with steroids. And one of my really good friends, we started working out together. We were 16 and he got into the steroids and blew up. And it did a lot for him, but he died in 30 from kidney cancer. And we all think it was the steroids. But the chickens that we eat now, if you go to the store, a chicken breast looks like what a turkey breast used to look like. It is, 2 and 3 times the size it used to be. And that's what we're eating. Is those guys that were blowing themselves, it's just freakish. It's fun. It's not good. It's not good to do it to yourself. And that's why I knew when Jeff started doing it, I wasn't going to do it. And it's not good to eat animals that have had that done to it. For the main reason for me is it doesn't taste as good. They used to be tender, and one chicken breast you could go to Popeyes and get a chicken breast, and it just felt the meat was completely different than what the meat tastes like now. And it's such a loss. It's such a horrible, horrible loss. And you can think about, if you were going to eat human beings, would you rather eat that guy pumped up on steroids, or you probably want to eat a girl because they're the most tender, or somebody who had a normal body, was just normal, and their meat was not done, hadn't had that done to it. And it's just like that with the chickens. And we need to start talking about our food, because they're putting it into all the vegetables are humongous. They're so much better than bigger than they used to be when they were grown without all these steroids in them. And now they suck. They don't taste as good. They don't have as much flavor. And living in a world with food full of wonderful flavor is fantastic. And, so many of the kids now don't even know what it used to be. And we can start talking about things like creating farms where, yes, the animals are going to be slaughtered and we're going to eat meat. And the talk about not eating meat is just, it's an obstacle that needs to just go away. But we can start talking about having farms where, it's bucolic and the animals are taken care of, mainly so they'll taste good, where you don't put steroids into the food. And what we need to do is probably get big companies out of agriculture and go back to smaller farms. That would be a wonderful job for a young couple, to feed their area, and you get a couple of those going and we can make this a better world if we'll stop listening to the woke people and the silliness and start looking at some things that we really need to face, like, what is the corporate structure, the money, the greed, the addiction to money, which is rampant. That's what's been running our society. How can we dial that back, and what can we do to actually make things better? And that can, everyone is just miserable, and the kids can have some hope and some fun, believing that they can really create a better world, not with, green hair and septum rings. Nobody's going to believe that's going to create anything worthwhile. But if we push that to the side, there's a lot to do that would really be fun and fantastic.